Hello friends, myself Santosh Pandit. Today we are going to focus on special senses, ear and its instrumentation. Now, on ear always sound bombards. Sound is one type of energy, one type of wave. It has got its own speed. Our human audible range is from 20 Hz to 20 kHz. Sound has got two important parameters, that is amplitude and frequency. Amplitude is always measured in dB, frequency is always measured in Hertz. When sound travels through a medium, the medium always offers a impedance. This is example of sound. It has got amplitude and period. The above slide shows the human auditory field. On x-axis it is frequency, on y-axis it is dB. So from 0 dB to 120 dB and from 20 Hz to 20 kHz is our human auditory field. When we have a conversation, our conversation area lies as shown in the figure. Ear always acts as a transducer. This is suppose right ear and this is left ear. Sound comes from the outer ear and get processed and then it is recognized in auditory center of brain. This is again sound parameters, that is high frequency and high intensity. Let's understand how human auditory system works. Human auditory system is basically divided into three parts: outer ear, middle ear and inner ear. Outer ear consists of a pinna. Whenever any sound travels, it always bombards on tympanic membrane. Tympanic membrane is always counterbalanced by the atmospheric pressure which is coming through the Eustachian tube through nose and throat. When sound bombards on the tympanic membrane, it creates a frequency. That frequency is transferred to the middle ear. Middle ear always consists of three bones: malleus, incus and steps. So here we have mechanical vibrations which enhances the parameters of sound. Then steps, the lower bone always resides on the inner ear. Inner ear is having a snail-like structure which is having a liquid. When the vibrations are transferred from steps to the inner ear consists of cells which are tuned for various frequencies. This part starts with low frequency and then the snail-like structure goes on increasing with the increasing frequency. So whenever the resonance happens, the particular cell get fired. It fires the neurons and the signal is being transferred to the brain. Concluding that sound always bombards on tympanic membrane. Tympanic membrane transfers the vibrations to the mid ear. Mid ear consists of three bones. The vibrations of mechanical vibrations are transferred to the inner ear. Inner ear consists of liquid, and liquid having various cells which are having resonant frequency from low frequency to high frequency. So whenever there is a resonance happening, the cell gets fired, it releases chemicals, neuron gets fired and signal is transferred to the brain. Now one fundamental law says that whenever sound travels from one medium to liquid, there is always loss of dB. Correct? That's the reason that our outer ear is of large diameter and tympanic membrane is of small diameter. Whenever sound bombards from a large diameter area to a small diameter area, there is always gain in the parameters of sound. Hence, the loss which is happening in the inner ear are already compensated in outer ear. That's why there are no losses or no extra gain in the sound. This is how the human auditory system works. This is again the same thing which we have discussed. This is another diagram of human auditory system. Sound conduction system. In our brain there are two sound conduction. One is air conduction system and another is bone conduction system. Air conduction system happens from outer ear, middle ear and inner ear. Bone conduction is another type. Backside of the pinna, that is outer ear, there is one bone vibrator. The sound travels through the bone vibrator directly to the inner ear, bypassing the middle ear. This is bone conduction. So this diagram clearly explains the concept of ear and bone conduction. Sound is coming from here. This is outer ear, this is middle ear, and this is inner ear. So whenever we are hearing from this path, it is called as ear conduction. Whenever sound travels from here, that is bone, this bone is backside of the ear and it directly bombards on the inner ear, it is called as bone conduction. So this is the audiogram in which different colors, through different colors, the signals are marked. Now red round will always indicate right ear, cross will always indicate left ear for ear conduction. For bone conduction, we will have greater than and smaller than markings respectively for both the ears. Whenever we are hearing sound from one ear, the another ear is masked with a white noise. White noise is a combination of sound having all frequencies. That process is called as masking. Audiometer basically it is a machine which evaluates the hearing loss. In audiometer, a tone is given to the ear. Tone means a frequency is kept constant and the dB is been increased, and then the hearing loss of the patient is recorded. Audiometer tells how well the person is able to hear. Now this is how we are going to read hearing loss. This is the audiogram. On x-axis it is frequency from 250 Hz to 8000 Hz. On y-axis it is the dB. So the patient is given with a headphone. One of the ear is first masked. On one ear, frequency is kept constant to 250 Hz and the dB is increased. When the patient raises his hands, it indicates that the patient is able to hear that particular dB. Then the audiologist mark that he is able to hear a sound of 10 dB. Now red indicates right ear, blue indicates left ear. So in this way, alternately he masks one ear and records the hearing loss of one ear for every frequency with a increasing dB. Whenever there is no provision for color, they can go for black markings also, round and cross. This is the audiogram. Whenever the person is having a hearing loss from 0 to 20 dB, it is a normal hearing loss. From 20 to 40 dB, it is mid hearing loss. From 40 to 70 dB, it is moderate, severe. So as the dB increases up to 120 dB, it indicates it is a profound hearing loss. This slide shows the speech zone. These are the vowels and these are the consonants with increasing frequency. Now various elements are shown here. They are having various frequencies and dB. This is an example of a audiogram in which the patient is having normal hearing loss up to 1500 Hz. After 1500 Hz, the hearing loss goes on increasing, both for right ear and left ear. This is another example of audiogram, but here it is somewhat straight line, little bit inclined, up to 8000 Hz. Thank you.